So, first of all, I have to say I feel very, very grateful for this opportunity.
Primero quiere decir que se siente muy agradecido por esta oportunidad que ustedes están abiertos de hacer.
Because since I took the first time ayahuasca with Shipibos,
porque desde la primera vez que ha tomado ayahuasca con la tradición Shipibo,
I have the feeling I can witness a very, very old sacred treasure.
Su sentido es que observando la tradición Shipibo es que es algo muy antiguo y algo muy profundo.
Especially in this world which is going more and more crazy, I have the feeling they're really keeper of very old wisdom. And I want to say thank you.
Y además en este mundo en cual vivimos, que se pone con cada día más loco y más loco, quiere agradecerle porque le parece a él que los Shipibos son como los últimos guardianos de una sabiduría ancestral que todavía sigue viva y verdadera.
And I'm happy to be a bridge.
Y también está muy feliz de ser como un puente entre las dos culturas y los dos mundos.
So my first question is, who are the Shipibos and what is their relationship to ayahuasca?
Y su primera pregunta es si ustedes pueden hablar un poquito sobre qué son los Shipibos, quiénes son y cuál es su relación con la ayahuasca. ¿Cómo está presente la ayahuasca en su mundo?
Bueno, primeramente, buenas tardes. Quiero hablar un poco sobre lo que es, de dónde procedemos los Shipibos. Los Shipibos somos
First of all, good afternoon. I'm also very grateful to speak about this opportunity. And I will speak about who are the Shipibos. The Shipibos are our ancestors, and they have lived along the Ucayali River. And our ancestors were the first to create an establishment along the Ucayali River. And they were the first people that decided to create a settlement along the Ucayali River. Prior to that, they were like nomadic people that would travel from place to place, but their ancestors decided to settle around the Ucayali River. So the way that the Shipibos were living was that they would work with fishing, and they would work with planting yuca, which is cassava, and is a very big part of their tradition, of their lifestyle. And they would, this is how they started living around the Ucayali River.
Para tener yuca, plátano, maíz. Y eso es lo que dice la historia, eso, ¿no? Para poder sobrevivir de esa manera, ¿no? Entonces nosotros los Shipibos primero éramos como personas nómades que andaban de un lugar a otro. No teníamos una estabilidad de vivir como en este año ya las comunidades nativas están asentadas, ¿no? Que ya viven por años, pero antiguamente no. Con relación a la medicina, nosotros los Shipibos,
the way that they first started working and connecting to the medicine was that through the medicine, only one person in the family unit would be the healer for that family. And they were very particular and very close, and they would not share their knowledge in between different family units. So in those first years, since they moved to the Ucayali River, they lived like in family units, and in every family there will be one medico, one healer who would work with the medicine to heal the people of the family, and they would not share their songs and their knowledge with the other families.
Y la ayahuasca era muy respetado en las comunidades nativas, solo el que
and so in this family unit there was only one healer, and that was the only thing that was available to heal the community, the family community. So that one healer, one medico would heal in the family, the sons, the children, the grandchildren. And if somebody outside of the family community comes and says, please, you know, healer, help me, I need some help, they would close and they would not open, because it was so respected that only one person could actually do that, and the commitment of the healer was the commitment to the family.
Y así avanzaba. con los años, o los años iban. Entonces, un tiempo ya las comunidades también ya iban
And
creando
so,
sus
with the
comunidades
times,
respectivas,
those family
como hoy
units
en día,
started
¿no?
gathering into a
Entonces
community.
ya
And
juntaban
from
como una
those times
comunidad
where a
dentro del
few
comer de día a
family
día,
units will
diferentes
come
tipos de
together into a
familias,
community,
siempre
there
no
would
faltaba
be one
un
healer who
curandero.
would start being
Entonces,
more
el
open
tiempo
to
ya
share this
iba
knowledge and to
pasando
share
y
their
también iba
healing with
multiplicando muchos
everybody within the
efectivos.
community. And
Entonces,
so they would go
un
and
médico
announce
cuando hacía
publicly
ceremonia
that they would be
indicaba,
running a
¿no? Esta
ceremony on that
noche puede
particular
tener
day, and
ceremonia,
whoever needs
algunas
healing
personas que estén
can come to
enfermos,
the
que necesitan
ceremony.
sanación,
And this is how
pueden
these
venir.
ceremonies
Entonces,
began
así,
to
así.
be
Entonces,
more
los
open
enfermos que
for the
sienten
whole
mal
community
venían
to come and to
a la noche
receive
de
healing.
ceremonia. Ya éramos más abiertos, ¿no? con el tipo de familias, ¿no?
And so the people who needed healing would come to the ceremony, just like here we have the circle of people who have come to receive healing, and they would come with their with everything they have. And the maestro in those years, the respect for the medicine was so big that only the healer, the medico, will drink the medicine. And then once the medical connects with the effects of the medicine, they will start calling one by one. And people would come to the center, to the healer, to receive their healing. But they would not serve the medicine to anybody else. It was for the healer to connect to the world.
Entonces así iba pasando los años, los procesos, las décadas, ¿no? Porque ellos se cuidaban mucho porque aquel tiempo nosotros no teníamos un hospital.
So these healers were very respected, and they were taking a very good care of the healers because it was only them who could heal. In those times, they didn't have hospitals, they didn't have any other support in the healing, and like this, the healers were able to provide healing. And I lost for a moment.
Entonces tenía que ir pasando todo esto, transcurrir del año, de los tiempos.
And they were able to, with the time, to bring more healing to the people. And so it began to be more open, more people were coming to look for healing. And because they really wanted to share and to make the healing available to the people, they started serving medicine, and the medicine reached out to the world. And this is how we are coming to these times now.
Nosotros, como ya del siglo XXI, vemos que era conveniente compartir la medicina porque hay muchas personas enfermos que necesitan.
And those communities realizing how full of sickness and disease is this current world, and how many people needed their own healing, they started to share medicine with everybody so that it is available for people through their own experience to connect to this world and to receive the healing under the guidance and within the container that is held by the maestros.
Entonces eso, como muchos también,
and this is why it is very important that nowadays these containers are held by the healers, by proper lineage carriers, because very often there are cases in which people just put on clothes of healers, but they do not know how to navigate. A real shaman, a real healer medico, is the person who knows how to sing Icaros in the very moment of healing. These are not some playlists of already known songs. It happens in the moment when they sit in front of the patient, and it is being created within the moment so that they can bring the healing properly.
Entonces, esos son los procesos de trabajo de la ayahuasca, ¿no?
And as part of their training to become the healers that they are and to be able to come into the world of spirit and of healing in a very profound manner, they come from a tradition that has been orally passed from a generation to generation. And this is the tradition to sit in diets with the healing master plants of the jungle.
No hay una escritura.
This is why we say that this is a living knowledge, because it is being passed from word, from a grandfather to grandson, from a grandmother to granddaughter. And there are no books that contain the instructions on how to become a healer. Maestro's grandparents on both his mother's side and his father's side were healers. And also on the part of the Maestra, her grandparents were also healers. So they were little children and they were growing up in the environment and they were receiving the knowledge of how to become healers and how to operate in the world of healing, in the world of spirit, learning the living knowledge from the action of their grandparents.
Bueno, es un poco de esa relación de los Shipibos y la ayahuasca.
So this is a little bit about the relationship between the Shipibos and the ayahuasca.
Muchas gracias. So my next question is, what is in their eyes ayahuasca? Because Western science knows the chemistry, but for them, what is ayahuasca for them?
Entonces la pregunta que tiene es ¿qué es ayahuasca en su entendimiento? Porque la ciencia moderna tiene el entendimiento de la estructura química de la medicina. Pero aparte de la estructura química de la medicina, ¿qué entienden, qué pueden decir los Shipibos sobre lo que es la ayahuasca, el mundo de la ayahuasca?
Sabemos que la ayahuasca es una medicina milenaria, ¿no? De miles de años, que hasta en la actualidad.
What is the medicine is that just like every country has their structure and military structure into protecting their resources, the same way the Shipibos also, the way that they understand medicine is a secret that they hold and that they keep. And this is something, the understanding of this comes with the apprenticing within that world of ayahuasca. And they know that currently the medicine in the modern world is very interested in getting to know what ayahuasca is, and they label ayahuasca with different terms. They might say that this is yet another drug, or that they might speak about the structure of the medicine, but the actual entrance to the world of the medicine is part of their legacy. And they say that it's a millennial years old medicine that has been existed in this world, and that there is access to that world, but this is a secret that is kept within the healers, within their lineage, within their tradition.
Uno puede descubrir, uno puede conectar a través de las dietas, ¿no? Que tú sabes muy bien.
And as part of the access to this world, to this secret that they have talked about, is those plant dietas that they sit in as part of their preparation to become healers. And this is in that world of plant dietas, they actually establish connection with the spiritual world. And they say that yes, there are many researchers that are looking at ayahuasca through the lens of the science, but they do not have a relationship with the world or with the cosmovision of a spiritual world. Like this, through the dietas, one can sit and can get in a relationship with the spirits of the plants and can learn to communicate directly with the plants and to receive the qualities, the healing qualities of the plants, so that they can code these qualities within the healing. It is through these dietas that can last for 5 to 6 to 7 months in the jungle that one can start to access the world of spirit and understand a little bit through their own experience what is the secret that they were talking about. So it is within the practice of this dieta.
Porque muchos, bueno, se ha escuchado también que a la ayahuasca le están haciendo como pastillas, ¿no?
And the maestros are hearing that the world of science is trying to put ayahuasca into pills or into an easy, consumption, and they think that there might be certain effects on the body, but then again, this relationship to the world of spirit is not present. And then it is very important through these dietas and the way that they're accessing the world of spirit and the medicine of each plant, they learn how to navigate within the world of spirit. Because earlier the Maestra was saying that the way that Shipibos are seeing the world, the cosmovision of how they see the world, is that they see that there are winds, air. They call the energies air, and their understanding of the world is that there are different winds or airs of energies. So certain maestros or people who have not really mastered the spiritual world, when they sit in front of a patient and they are not fully aware of the world of spirits and the world of energies, they might not be able to disconnect the bad energy, or how he said it, the bad spirit out of the system of the person. So in the way that they work, in the way that they learn to work with the energies of the spirit world, is that they sit in these diets, they connect with the plants, and then when they sit to do the healing, they're able to code the whole alliance of plant spirit energies that are being invoked in the moment according to what is being presented in the energy of the patient who needs healing. And this is how, within the connection with the spirit world, where the spirits of the plants are living, they're able to bring the healing in a more holistic way.
Muchas gracias. So why is there always a man and a woman?
¿Por qué siempre buscan en su trabajo que hay un maestro hombre y maestra mujer?
Es importante estos tiempos tener una voz femenina y una voz masculina, porque sabemos que muchas personas.
This is a very good question, he says, and it is always very important to have a male and a female voice present in the space. And also, the world that we are currently living in is a world that is suffering with a lot of trauma. And if we take as an example a sexual trauma, for example, if there is a healing that needs to happen, or a certain way of healing that needs to happen, women who have experienced different kinds of trauma, they might not have trust for the male maestro. This is why the female maestra can be there to actually do the healing. So they want to really be able to address a very wide variety of suffering, trauma conditions, and this is why the maestra would normally work with women. She would be able to work doing a little bit of a manual work in the stomach, in the heart area, which is something that the maestro cannot do out of respect for our world, for the structures of our world. And this just brings more balance and more opportunity for healing for people.
Sí, a veces nosotros de eso cuidamos mucho.
And this is also a matter of really offering a space in which everybody will feel welcome to heal, because very often women feel more comfortable to share with the maestra about their problems and things that they live with in our modern world. And like this, we do not have limit. We can really offer a healthy space, a space for healing for everybody.
The next question is the big one. How do the Shipibos see our world right now in the current situation? And if they could transfer a message to all the people of the world, what kind of message would it be?
Esto es una muy buena pregunta y dice que es una pregunta muy grande. Es cómo ven los Shipibos el mundo en cual vivimos ahora, este mundo moderno, mundo occidental, y si ustedes pueden transmitir un mensaje para toda la humanidad, por todo el mundo, ¿qué sería este mensaje?
Bueno, el mundo ya es cada vez peor, volviendo de lo que vivíamos años atrás, ¿no?
So something that they're saying is that with every time the world is getting worse and worse. And something that they can share from their Shipibo perspective is that they're suffering a very big invasion in their world, because Shipibos have their territory around the Ucayali River, and many years ago the communities were able to survive from what the nature would offer them as resources, and now they are suffering all kinds of invasion. There is invasion on their territory for mining. They're cutting trees, they're cutting their master trees. All kinds of people are trying to invade their territories. And even ayahuasca, people just go into their territory and would uproot ayahuasca with its whole roots. And their worry about their tradition and their world of tradition is that if this continues as a practice, one day they might even remain without ayahuasca, and this might be forever lost for the whole humanity. So they are worried about how this modern world is communicating with their community and invading what has always been their safe place and their home.
Y eso estamos preocupados, como en cualquier mundo, en cualquier parte del mundo. En Perú, ya el gobierno tampoco no nos hace caso, sino que el gobierno empieza a mandar grandes empresarios en el territorio de los Shipibos.
And also something that is a very big question for the Shipibo community is the support that they receive from the government, because the government is no longer respecting them, and there is a very big activity of cutting trees, very big companies that would go invade their territories. They will destroy all kinds of plants, they will cut a lot of trees, and so what is happening is that currently the maestros are trying to collect all kinds of plants, all kinds of trees, and to plant them in the territory of their home so that they can preserve them. Because the way that they communicate with their members of their community is that within 10 or 15 years, with the speed that this has been happening, very soon a big part of their master plants, of their healing plants, will be extinct, and they will only be saved and existing in centers where they have been intentionally preserved. So this is a very painful and a very sad topic for them to share, but it's a very, very important thing to also speak about.
Por ejemplo, este año hubo mucho incendio grande, casi como un mes, de todos los que pasaron del Ucayali.
And as part of this deforestation and as part of this brutal activity of violence in their territories, the community is suffering with many fires throughout the year that are also destroying on their end a very big part of the nature. So even the maestros in their land, they had some fires this year which destroyed certain plants that they have already planted. So they will be working into planting new plants there. And what he says is for us to realize that in some time we might lose this. And what is going to happen to the world and to the humanity if we lose ayahuasca and if we lose access to this world that the Shipibos are guarding and they're guardians of? Y si ustedes tienen mensaje para decir a la humanidad que
sí, yo desde aquí mando un mensaje.
And the message that the maestro wants to send to the humanity and to the world is for everybody, wherever they find themselves in this world, to protect the plants around us, to protect the world, the brothers and the sisters of the nation of the plants, the trees that are the lungs of this creation. Because this is a very big worry of the maestros, and it is very important to have this consciousness in our heart about what is surrounding us and to be really open and mindful about protecting, preserving, and saving our plants.
So how do they keep hope?
¿Cómo ustedes manejan la esperanza en su vida? ¿Cómo sembran la esperanza en sus energías?
Nosotros ya manejamos una esperanza de reservar nuestras cosas propias, porque a veces vivir también dentro de la comunidad también es muy grande, personas
So Maestro says that the way he navigates hope is by his own proper actions. With his own proper actions, he's able to work with hope. Because if he speaks within the community about, hey, we need to preserve our plants, we need to preserve our teachers, the trees, there is also this aspect of the community living in poverty. So if somebody needs to build a house or a shelter, they would still go and cut the trees. So now with the community being so expanded, not only concentrated to a family unit, everybody is present there with their own ideas and their own ways of living. So his own actions to keep his hope is to focus on his proper land, and his dream and his purpose is on their land to actually bring all the master plants, all the teacher plants, all the plants that their ancestors used in the healing with their saunas, with their plant baths that they would offer as part of the healing a patient in the jungle. And in your own land, he says, you can do as you feel and as you, but the way that he keeps hope is within his own proper actions. He's very conscious about his actions, and this is what gives him hope.
Y también no solamente en las personas, también en los niños.
So their dream is to, one day, if somebody wants to learn about the master plants or wants to receive a healing in the traditional Shipibo way, they would ask, hey, where is the land of Noe Lopez? And when they go there, they will have access to all these plants that have been used for ages into the healing within the Shipibo understanding. And Maestra is saying this is not only our prayer for now, or our hope for now, but it is only also our connection to the children, to the future generations, because if we preserve these plants, they will stay for our children, they will stay for our grandchildren, and not only for our personal within our family, but also for other families, for the children of the whole Shipibo community.
Entonces, nosotros queremos
And also he says, just like I was learning with my grandparents, I want to save this for my grandchild. And what if one day there is no more ayahuasca? What is he going to know? How is he going to keep the access to that world? So this is a work and a commitment not only for their own Shipibo community and future Shipibo generations, but this is also for the whole world, because this is how we can bring the healing to the world. And for everybody who wants to come and to receive healing in this traditional way, this is how the hope stays. This is how the hope stays. And he also says that you already working with ayahuasca and knowing what is the healing powers of the ayahuasca and what is the world of ayahuasca, you can also be the carriers of this message for the world, this message to preserve, to protect these plants within the traditional structure, because you know what it can bring and how important it is for the whole world.
We do. I know that we will get so much in this week from them, and I consider myself and us all as disciples in this week, and I want to ask them, what is for them a good disciple? So how can we be really good disciples?
Esta es una muy buena pregunta. Dice que él entiende que esta semana ellos van a recibir mucho de ustedes, del trabajo de ustedes, de lo que ustedes ponen en este retiro. Y él ve cada uno en este círculo como más o menos alumnos de ustedes, ¿no? Y en este sentido, ¿qué tiene que hacer alguien quien quiere ser un buen estudiante de ustedes? ¿Cómo le puede apoyar o en qué manera manejarse durante el retiro?
Bueno, las energías siempre se conectan de cada persona, ¿no? Si una persona tiene buena energía, se conecta con cualquier persona.
This is a work very much connected to the energies. So, this is a space of energies. So, if you are connected to what we were talking about, to your own light, to your own heart, this is going to be helpful for the process. And for the success of this process, because everybody has come here with looking for something, some guidance, some instruction, some direction. For the success of this, for everybody, is very important that people are concentrated and they are connected with this understanding about their light, about their heart, about whatever energies we are connected to, that energy will be present in the space. So it is very important for one to have faith in their own selves, in their own spirit that brought them here, in the wisdom of their own spirit. And then as part of what you can do, your part that everybody can put in this work is the trust in the process, the concentration in the process, and looking towards the future, having the clarity. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to receive from this process? How do you want to grow out of this process? And if you put your part, and if the maestros put their part, and if we're able to stay in the focus and in the concentration of the light of the heart, then these energies and the medicine will be able to work within the bodies and bring us to where we want to go. If there is doubt inside of us, if there is any type of discussion, if there is fear that we kind of cling to and hold on to, this is going to block, and the medicine cannot flow, the medicine cannot work inside of us. So the part that we can put in this process is really focus on the understanding that we bring in our energies in the process and to choose what do we want to bring in.
Understand. Muchas
Entendido. Okay, Iraka. Okay, we're done for today?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hola amigos, quiero enviar este mensaje a través de este video. La situación actual que estamos pasando en Perú, particularmente en Pucallpa, en la selva peruana donde nosotros vivimos, está siendo atacado muy fuertemente la inundación por la constante lluvia. Y estamos afectados muchas familias, tanto yo y mi familia. Nuestras casas ya están en el agua. Esto ya está pasando como 2 meses, pero aún así la lluvia sigue constante y el agua va creciendo más. Y no hay cuando pare este fenómeno. Y entonces nosotros ya vemos esta situación muy serio, y lo preocupante es que nosotros ya no tenemos dónde vivir, dónde estar. Entonces hago un llamado a los amigos o otras personas de buen corazón que pueden contribuir, colaborar su donación por nuestra causa justa. Entonces, espero su pronta colaboración. Amigos, hoy por mí, mañana por ustedes. No sabemos, la vida siempre nos sorprende cuando no estamos todavía preparados en esta situación, porque nunca pasó esto en Perú, pero ahora se está pasando esto. Entonces, los pido de corazón, le pedimos de corazón su pronta aportación con nosotros, y será muy agradecido, y muchas bendiciones para ustedes. Y de corazón, gracias.
Uwa kando jakani, uwa nete jakani, rakabai sama buwa bano di buwa di buwa jamani yodi vitana rami. Ima bobano, ima bobano, ima bobida. Ikano sanani nata sanava ini uwadakani bodakawanata zakani Hawani wadakani dakayomba inada Yabababana debuwa jamana Ima ima bobano ima eda eka ikawanata kanobo kawa one niwe kanobo kawa ima ya nibo da maya nibo kanota niwe merabi nganete merabi eronke kanone no wa ronke kanoba edi Hoa bui kaya da paya bui kaya da owa ani nete owa oni nete owa wi kaya vida ni wu maya ni bo ram cho ru bui da cho ro ba e jama so wa bui kaya da dhamma kaya ba no Sovadivitana choroba itama so kayo bovika da sovaba itama so padi abano sovaba indiviso padi kuyo ba kuyo bovika da wanete rakani hawe oni nete bo hawe toka jabura ni maya ni bodami Choro choro bo ida semua bo vida paya paya bo vida paya wa ejama song keyo bo wikaya da ero ke gani keyo wa ejama song sawa dibitana ja sawa wa ejama song